Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy the reading. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. What I'm using now is the bottom of the deck, which is the fire element design, as parts of this are actually appearing in just about every house of your chart for this month. So overall energy I would say is fire element desire, and as you can see, it is a fiery card, and this is about initiating, getting things started, taking action, and so on. So the key words I would say with this card for your chart this month is changes are on the way. Look for them to be quick. This is for changing, either going in a completely new direction, or starting a new chapter of some kind. You're in for a wake-up call of some kind. You could also be, honesty is going to be really important. You may have to get up front with somebody. So either you are getting up front with somebody, or they are getting up front with you. So you may be giving the truth or receiving the truth in some way. Also, stick to your goals that serve you best, and do not give up at this time. So that's a key element of this. Also, this card also brings in strength to deal with the various changes that are coming for you shortly. This is also about gaining clarity, as I said, putting your cards on the table and getting clear about all of that, burning away the old to bring in the new. This card also brings in a lot of creativity, honor and strength, as I said. Just avoid any sort of arrogance which may come in with this as well. The desire to be right, and to force that agenda. It's also a card of determination, so you're going to need that to initiate the changes that you need to make. And it's also important that you focus on your goals now, and not the past, because you may be sort of saying goodbye to the past in some way. So look at it, see how it served you, but then you must move forward now at this time. Okay, so in the first house we have solar eclipse revolution. So this is a change card coming in for you. Changes on the way. They're going to be quick. They may be unexpected as well, or they may be sudden. All right. So this could have been something that you were sort of aware about, but you didn't have all the elements together. You didn't have a full understanding, and now suddenly here it is. The first house is the house of the self, your personal appearance, how you appear to others, what you project to others as well. It's also your physical body, and your characteristics and your personality, what other people see, and it's all your own personal interests. And it's also your daily independence, your, how you're making way in the world every day, and your general demeanor and what you're giving out on a daily basis. Your life force as well. It's your vitality, your energy levels, and so on. So now changes on the way, as I said. This card brings in endings and beginnings of all kinds. So it could just be closing one chapter and opening another, but it's a new direction or a new chapter. You could be forced into some kind of decision right now as well, and it's best that you make that decision, take an informed decision, do everything you can to push it forward. Don't sit on it, because otherwise it will be made for you. You're going to be feeling out of your comfort zone for a little while these changes are occurring. So it's like the familiar falls away, and you have to rearrange things, and you have to move into a new space. You may also be required to fix or change something, which will create much better for you. And this card is also about breaking old patterns or routines which need to be shifted at this time. In the second house we have Uranus Genius. So this is your house of income, the money that's coming in for you, and it's also your house of self-worth and your value systems. So this is what you value in others, what you value in yourself, and it's all also about possessions, what you own, ownership of all kinds, and that can be property, real estate, vehicles, any form of ownership comes into the second house. So with Uranus coming in, this is an unexpected shift or change coming in for you. That is what Uranus is all about. So it's going to be swift, fast-moving energy. It could also just be a sudden inspiration or a sudden realization coming for you, which will be a wake-up call. So it could be a surprising event, which then creates the wake-up call. It could also be that you're receiving flashes of the future in some way, because Uranus can do that. It can open the mind to receive information, downloads like that. So you could be getting insights about possible ventures in the future, or where to put your money, how to make use of your money, or just intuitive flashes in general. This card also brings in technology and electronics, so you can expect to be in some form of upgrade, or any kind of technology that you own, or any kind of electronics that you own, or how you're using it, in this house. You can expect an upgrade or new. So you could be mastering new technology of some kind, because Uranus always brings that in. It is the planet that rules futuristic technology, and any kind of upgrade for you. So going from what you have currently to something better and faster, or just newer. Then in the third house, we have Saturn Truth. So third house is your house of communication, all forms, written, verbal, body language, and it also covers all documents and contracts, or anything like that. The communication can be on a grander scale, so it can be to the public, it can also be to personal people, or in your work environment. However you're communicating, it's your form of expression. And it can also be to specific family members, so that's aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, relatives in general, and it can also be for neighbors. All right. So with this card coming in, as I said, you could be having to be really honest with yourself, but also with others about what you're trying to do at this time. So you could be dishing out or receiving the truth in some way. So it's facing what needs to be faced. This is that kind of a card. There's a no-nonsense card to this. It's a make it or break it card. If you're finding that you're having to, sort of cut back on certain things that you're wanting to do, you may have to be quite disciplined about it. You may be involved in streamlining of some kind, or rearranging how you communicate, or perhaps just getting back to basics on that. What is working for you? This card is also about sticking to your goals that serve you best, and not giving up on those at this time. It's about applying wisdom, maturity, and responsibility to all that you say and do. And it's about releasing what is not working or helping you at this time. You may also be coming across as a sort of stern or businesslike at this time. You're also going to be required to be quite patient, because this is a slow-moving energy. So communication tends to be fast and so on, but you may just find that there's a bit of a deliberance going on. So deliberate, careful, measured responses at this time. You could also be having an authority figure or a mentor communicating with you directly about something. That's your interactions with them as well. They may be coming in for you in the third house. Then in the fourth house, we have Chiron healing. So your fourth house is your house of home, the people in your home, the atmosphere in your home, and it's your physical home as well. It's also about your relationship with your family, your foundation, your roots, your ethnic identity, your ancestry, and so on. So however that plays out for you, it's your relationship with them and that whole platform. So with Chiron healing coming in, this is saying that healing is required before you can move forward at this time in this house. So this, as I said, could be your relationship with your family and your roots, your foundation, your ethnic identity, or your ancestry. You may have old wounds, emotional wounds attached to that. It could also just be your relationship with the people in your home. Perhaps there are issues coming up now. This card can sometimes bring up repeated old wounds, whether they are emotional or physical. things that keep coming up on a cyclical basis, and that's because they haven't really been dealt with adequately. So what this card is encouraging you to do is to actually find healing first before you can move forward. So those old wounds or those old experiences that are repeating, or you're being reminded about certain things, it involves quite a bit of contemplation. What it will require is for you to actually examine, pull those old wounds or experiences, as I say, into your mind again, into your experience, bring them up, bring them into the light, and actually examine them and see what part they have actually played in your life, what has been their purpose in your life, what it is that came to light around that. Once you acknowledge the purpose of those experiences or those old wounds, once you acknowledge the purpose that's formed in your life, then you can bring it into the light, you can accept it, and then you can release it, and then that brings about the healing. It could also be on a sort of a practical level with your house. You could be involved in renovation of some kind. Perhaps you're wanting to transform your home in some way, and there is renovation required before you can move forward. It could also be that within your home environment, you perhaps just need to spend a bit of time in the garden or in nature if you're living in a place which is surrounded by nature, because this card is very strongly leaning towards that, so that will help you in some way. Just to come to terms with things or to help you with that contemplation which you need to do. But also on a practical scale, this card can also bring in exposure to all forms of home remedies, all natural therapies and healing, all sort of health aspects as well. So natural therapies, healing, home remedies, anything to do with that. Anything to do with alternative health. It could be that you're involved in publishing with that, or perhaps you're thinking about writing a book, or you're wanting to gather information to put together to publish. That may come in for you in your home environment. You could also be learning and teaching. Perhaps you have people around your home where you teach them about certain aspects of these natural therapies or home remedies and so on. So learning and teaching may come in for you. Perhaps you have a home business where you create these natural therapies, or you have a homeopathy practice at home, or you practice chiropractic and so on. So all of that may come in for you, may want to start that from your home. All of that comes in under this card. Just be careful also if you are doing renovations or any kind of upgrade in your home, or just changing things a little bit. Just be careful of accidents in general, because something unexpected could occur, and that may entail a visit to a health facility of some kind. Then in the fifth house we have Virgo, I analyze. Your fifth house is your house of your creativity, your personal creativity. It's also the house of love affairs. It's the house of your children, or children that you're associated with at this time, or the conception of children. It's also the house of fun and pleasurable activities of all kinds. Okay, so that could be any kind of activity which you are having fun and you're enjoying. So with Virgo, I analyze coming in, it could very well be that this is perhaps more focused on your children, or children that you're associated with, or it could be to do with activities that you're currently involved in. But this card has this energy has a very strong service ethic to others, or service work to others attached to it. So you could be involved in that in some way, or perhaps you are helping your children in some way, or you could be doing an activity which is involving that. So it's the helping professions, and natural health, diet, nutrition, all of that comes in with this card. So you could be interested in activities, or being involved in activities, or perhaps your children are involved and you're helping them out, or you are bringing this in for your children. So it's exposure to all of that: health, diet, nutrition, and also helping professions and service work to others. Writing may also come in, and this is where your creative side comes in as well. Writing may be indicated. But whatever it is, this card always brings in sort of exposure to detail, precision, analysis, streamlining, so weighing things up, the pros and the cons. It's also, it may be that a business may be started at some point. You may be wanting to start a business, and therefore numbers and figures are involved. It could also be that you are called upon to bring in helpful and useful or constructive advice, and just be generally reliable at this time for those nearest to you or in the projects that you're busily involved in, or it could even be in a love affair. But Virgo is like that. It's all about details, precision, and being helpful, but also reliable. You want to avoid the opposite side of that, which is criticism, nitpicking, excessive worry, and overthinking. Okay, you don't want to bring that in and dish that out to your children or to, into other people in your environment. You want to turn that around and bring in helpful and constructive advice if that is what is required of you at this time. Then in the 6th house, we have the water element sensing. 6th house is your house of work, your workplace, your work colleagues, and your day-to-day routines around that. It's also mastery of your craft. It's also the house of health and diet, nutrition, lifestyle, all of those aspects. It's also the house of pets. So with water element sensing coming in this house, what it is asking you to just avoid drama at this time. Maintain your boundaries, keep your boundaries strong, but just let matters flow at this time. You don't want to avoid or give up on your goals, but you just need to let matters flow at this time. Just go with your feelings, feel things out, weigh things up, and see how you want to go about it. This may not be a time of intense action in this particular arena. This card has more of a rest or a pause energy about it. So this is a time to, just take time every so often to retreat or withdraw, to rest, to plan what you want to do when the energies shift and it's now time to take action in this house. You may just find that you also want to work alone or work in privacy right now, and that's very helpful for you. This card also brings in access to your imagination and your artistic side. So that's painting, poetry, music, playful activities. All forms of creativity are highly indicated with this card. So you may have a heightened sense of that at this time in this house. But in most cases, certainly with your health and lifestyle, you may just have low energy at this time and not really be wanting to put too much energy into things right now. You're also going to be feeling quite sensitive in this house. So it's a time of taking periodic breaks just to retreat and to reformulate how you're moving forward and just to let the energies flow right now. Then in the 7th house, we have Pluto transformation. So 7th house is your house of relationships, your close personal relationships. And this is one-on-one love relationships, but also it can be a business partnership, or it could be another close personal relationship that you have at this time. So with this card coming in, Pluto always brings things to the surface, whatever it may be. So it could even be hidden feelings or just things in general rise to the surface. So it doesn't mean that they come out of nowhere. They were always there. They just are now getting dug up and are rising to the surface for your attention. So it could be quite an intense period at this time. You could be learning things that you didn't know, or hearing things or seeing things that you didn't know or didn't acknowledge. It could also be that something from the past which you thought was one way turns out not to be like that at all, and you may have a bit of a disappointment there with that. This card always brings in endings and beginnings of some kind, or it could be something that is transforming and going to a new level. So see how that works for you. So it could be just something which is undergoing a renewal or a regeneration in some way. But whatever renewal or regeneration is coming in for you, it will be more fulfilling in the end. This is also a card of sexuality. You may have that highlighted in this house in some way as well. But healing is available there as well. Whatever comes to the light, you observe it, you look at it, you release it, you let it go, and that brings about healing. It could also be that you may have a change of finances in this relationship. Just be careful with that. Because sometimes Pluto can bring in sort of, one extreme to the other. So either you're doing well or things may be changing and you make a loss of some kind, or something changes and now you're going in a different direction. So changes in finances may be coming in for you, and you may have to work through that as a couple or in this partnership. Then in the 8th house, we have Jupiter return benefits. So this is a lovely card to be having in this house. The 8th house is your house of your big finance, and it's also the house of other people's money. But your main finances, this would be things like investments, in insurances, taxes, assets, investments of all kinds. It's also legacies, inheritances, things like that. It's also a house of endings and beginnings, or new chapters coming in for you. And it's also the deeper commitment between in a love partnership. So it's your love partnership, or it could be a business partnership. It's the deeper commitment between you in this relationship or partnership. And it's the sexual side of things as well. It's also the merging of your resources, emotional and material, into this partnership or into this relationship, and all that goes on around that. So with this card coming in, it is a return. So something from about 12 or 10 years ago may come back now and bear fruit. So this is something that you worked on, or you tried to do, or you tried to launch, or it was an idea that you had, or a plan that you had, something from the past which never quite took off. And it kind of fell by the wayside, or it got shelved, or it just didn't happen. So this may come back for you now and bear fruit for you. So it's a benefit coming from the past. It could also be that this card is just bringing in a lovely, fortuitous energy in for you. So doors opening, blocks being lifted. If you've been through a difficult patch, you may find that you get relief or rescue. Or you suddenly have a sudden influx of strength and faith in order to face what it is you need to face, or to work through in this house. So it's positivity, improvement, blocks being lifted, and through all of that, you may find that something is released and you have now more freedom than you had before. It's also a card of aspiration, and it does have quite a quick flow of energy about it, this card. So whatever comes in for you, whatever benefit or opportunity that comes in for you, it could even be, as I said, a relationship, a deeper committed relationship, and the loveliness around that. Be quick to harness it, or any kind of opportunity that comes in with this card, because it won't be there forever, and it will move fairly quickly. So follow up every opportunity, see where they all lead you. Not all of them will lead you somewhere, but certainly whatever comes in for you, follow it up and bring it home. Actually nail down the benefit of it. With this card, the only downside really is that you don't get too carried away, or over extravagant, or overindulgent, or overconfident. Anything in excess, Jupiter can sometimes activate as well. Then in the 9th house, we have Neptune sacrifice. So this 9th house is the house of all things international. So this can be international travel. It's also about learning about things, learning from foreign people, learning foreign concepts, foreign understandings, foreign cultures, foreign types of business, anything that is foreign. It also is about higher education. So this is university level education and adult education. It's about undertaking that. It's also about understanding the deeper understanding of philosophy, religion, and belief systems, and the learnings around that. It's also it's a house of searching for deeper meaning, and also faith and wisdom comes in here. It's also the house of the law. So everything to do with the law and the higher courts. It's also your relationships to your in-laws, if that's appropriate for you. So with Neptune sacrifice coming in, what it is saying is that you may have to give up something or put aside something for the greater good at this time. So just surrender to what is, if that is appropriate for you. This card has various sides to it. So whatever is going on in this house, you need to get clarity and maintain clarity to the best of your ability, because Neptune can sometimes draw a veil over things. So things just may seem a bit confusing, not very clear to you at this time, or you may be suffering, or sort of stuck under some kind of illusion, almost like rose-tinted spectacles. or you could be, experiencing some kind of deception, or something is not quite clear for you. You could also be, having this experience within yourself. So it's almost like the card of self-undoing or self-sabotage. So examine everything that's going on in this house, and just see what may not be working out for you. Or, as I said, you may have to just redirect your energies and let go of certain things in order to move forward. This card also can bring in perhaps mixing with the wrong crowd, or hanging out with the wrong people. That may come in for you. So boundaries. Always be clear about your boundaries in this house. Be certain that you know that you have clarity. Strive for clarity and also have boundaries. This card, if none of that is applying for you, also has connections to activating it's the higher self, so your imagination and your visions. You may have visions of things, or you may be able to download significant visions. So it's your divine connection. It's the universal mind. It can also activate artistic ability. So this is where the imagination comes in, and all kinds of artistic activities may get stimulated in this house. This house is also about teaching and sort of public relations work or promotional work. It's also the house of publishing. So any one of those aspects may be sort of under the benefit of this lovely imaginative quality which comes in with Neptune. So it's the universal mind, artistic side of you. It also has connections to the film world. So whether this is filmmaking, TV, or some media connected to that, but it governs the film industry, and it could even be set design, something like that. But it has a very glamorous side to it as well, and you could be exposed to that in some way. If travel is indicated for you at this time, it could be that you are going on a long distance trip and therefore travel to water or over water. So going to a water body of some kind, whether that's the sea or a lake or a river, something like that, may come in for you with this. Then in the 10th house, we have Leo, I will. 10th house is your house of career, reputation, fame, and your public status. It's also the house of authority figures, whether this is somebody in your home or somebody that you look up to. It could be somebody in your work environment, like a mentor or a boss. So with Leo, I will coming in, this is a very creative card, hugely creative. So you're going to be, I feel you're going to be accessing that because it came up earlier on as well. So this is your time to shine, really, because this card usually indicates time in the spotlight, so being noticed for something. You may be the center of attention of something, or you may desire to be the center of attention in something. Or you could be seeing it as say in your environment, but usually this encourages you to stand up and be counted, to display your talents and enjoy your time in the spotlight, and being noticed. There's a very romantic and fun element to this card. It can bring in romantic and fun activities, also with children, sort of those playful, fun activities coming in. It's a very spontaneous card, so that may be required of you at this time. Very spontaneous energy, honor and strength come in. So you really are displaying the higher and finer qualities of your personality. It could also be that you may be going into the public arena, or you are going to somehow find yourself in the public arena. So this could be, in the media in general, but you're going for a much wider audience than what you have done before. So it's about standing up and being counted. Your reputation and career will experience growth at this time. And yeah, just to enjoy all of those lovely, warm and playful and creative energies, but just avoid arrogance as well. Once you're in the spotlight, enjoy it, acknowledge it, but don't slip over into the arrogant side, which can come in with this as well. Then in the 11th house, we have Libra I balance. So the 11th house is your house of friendships, all kinds of friendships. It's also the house of your contacts and networks and your group activities. So this is societies, associations, clubs, anything like that, or any kind of a situation where you are in a group with others. It could even be a group of companies. It's also the house of your own personal ideals, your hopes and dreams for yourself, your wishes for the future, and also your personal hobbies and interests, okay, come in here as well. It's also the house of global trends, seeing how things are moving in society, what's popular, what isn't, and also social reform and consciousness. So with this card coming in, what it is saying to you is that this is a very fortuitous time to link up with another, to form a partnership of some kind, to provide mutual support. Okay, so however that comes in for you. Just bear in mind that you need to balance always your needs with their needs. So don't avoid putting your needs forward just to avoid conflict. Okay, this has got to be a balanced and harmonious partnership or linking up together. And it will serve you well at this time. So as I said, it could even be a friendship of some kind. Perhaps you need to do something and you want to bring a friend in, and that will be very helpful for you. This card also has a legal side to it as well. So legal matters may come in, or legal issues. It's always about balance, and that's observing fairness and the rules. The rules are important with this. You may find yourself in some way, shape or form involved in negotiation or mediation of some kind. You may also in this house have to come to a decision. You can't sit on the fence, because Libra sometimes do that. They sit on the fence. So you will have to come to a decision and move forward on that. This card also has another side to it, and this is all to do with the arts, beauty and fashion. So you may be enjoying activities around that, or joining societies or associations to do with that, or you're just enjoying it with your friends, or it's part of a hobby or an interest of yours. Okay, so the arts, beauty, everything to do with the beauty industry, fashion. It's about visiting galleries, museums. It's about live music, anything like that, anything cultural and artistic. It's also about the enhancement of refinement and good taste that comes in with this card. So then in the 12th house, we have Capricorn IUs. So the 12th house is your house of your unconscious motivations and drives. The 12th house is also where we go to retreat, when we need to withdraw and sort of contemplate. So any kind of retreat or withdrawal, this is the 12th house. It's also the house of your spiritual life, and everything to do with that. Your meditation, your mysticism, and your understandings of that. It's also about healing. This house also covers escapism of all kinds. So whether this is just you going on a retreat to get away from it all, or whether you are actually delving into too much escapism, and then that therefore leads to drugs or addictions of all kinds. This house also deals with service work to others, or just service to others in general. A lot of people within the helping professions have strong 12th houses. It's also the house of, your karmic lessons, that sort of thing comes in here. And so it's also about your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So whether that's a university or a library or a hospital or a government institution, it's what you experience there while you're there. So with Capricorn IUs, this is quite a business-like energy. This is all very much about goals, ambitions, and so on. So perhaps you need to either redirect, because you've got this big change coming in for you. Perhaps you need to redirect how things have been to what they must be now. So focus on your goals, but not the past goals. These need to be new goals that you need to make now. So focus on your goals. Some of them may have stood the test of time. That's fine. You stick with those. But examine them carefully now. See what's working for you, what isn't. But whatever you settle on, do not give up. Okay, because this is a very strong, steadfast, determined energy. You may have to be at this time in this house, be systematic, resourceful, determined, and very practical. All of these aspects come in on this card. You may be making very good contacts at this time with whatever your activities are. These people are going to be very helpful to you in the future, or with whatever it is you're working on currently. So you may be gaining status in some way as well, because this card does enhance your status as well. So you may just need to apply a bit of patience to what is going on, but this card can also bring in resolutions of all kinds to you. So overall, it's about being resourceful, being resilient, and using everything in your power to get where you need to be. Okay, Gemini, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. Have a good month and take care, and I will see you next time.